Okay, our topic for today is all about environment and society, which includes three particular approaches in understanding particular attitudes towards the environment. First is the stewardship approach, followed by deep ecology, re-enchantment. Then we also have the society of spectacle, hindi ko alam nagsulat dito. So our objectives include understanding the different approaches to answering environmental problems, evaluating the root causes of environmental distress, and realizing the implications of the spectacle. First, tignan niyo muna yung mga larawan na nandito. Benguet landslide, way back in 2018, I think. Manila Bay, during a typhoon. Surplus ng kamatis sa Kalayaan, Laguna just last year. Exotic products mula sa mga various wild animals binibenta sa isang isang Chinese vendor. Then sample of a photo ng isang pawikan. Random photos ulit ng mga pawikan na binibenta. And giving you this photo ng isang pawikan wherein yung innards niya ay puno ng mga basura, particularly plastics. One thing that all these photos have in common is that all of them pertain to how we use and to some extent abuse our environment. According kay Peter Singer, the author of Animal Liberation, in a nutshell, he wants to ask ourselves when it comes to consuming animals, is it ever right to eat meat? Or is it right to eat this particular meat or any form of animal? Because here you think that those who are opposed to needless killing of animals and those who are opposed only the infliction of suffering must join together and give the same negative answer. Because nowadays, lalo sa panahon ngayon, sobrang commodified yung buhay ng mga hayop. Well, I'm not the one to tell you tigilan yung uminom, kumain, or mag-consume ng mga meat products, but maybe it's high time to ask yourself kung yung bang way nyo, kung paano ko kayo mga animal products na yan is actually the right way. And that question is one of the questions na gusto sagutin ng mga environmental philosophers. So, what is the particular right attitude in order to fully utilize or maximize the resources that we have? Because environment philosophy or environment in philosophy is not entirely concerned about whether we should or we should not protect the environment. Because for one, protecting the environment should be obvious enough. Hindi na kailangan tanungin kung dapat pang protektahan ang kapaligiran. Rather, in this topic, what we'll seek is our attitude towards the environment. For we may have the same goal to protect the environment, pero meron tayong iba't ibang paniniwala kung paano natin masasabing pinaprotektahan natin ang ating kapaligiran. So, first is the stewardship approach. So, under the stewardship approach, this particular approach is anthropocentric and hierarchical in nature. By hierarchical, ibig sabihin, may pagkakasunod-sunod, may nasa taas at mayroong nasa pinakababa. By anthropocentric, it meant that stewardship approach is they consider human beings as the most significant entity of the universe. Ibig sabihin, sa mundong to, yung mga tao yung pinaka-importante. At sa hierarchy, kung saan merong stewardship approach, tayo nasa pinaka-tuktok. Tayo yung mga stewards. Tayo yung mga managers. As such, dahil anthropocentric yung pagtingin sa kapaligiran, interpretation regarding the world is based on human values and experiences. Tayo magdidikta kung paano natin titignan ang mundo at paano natin gagamitin kung ano yung meron sa kapaligiran na to. Because we are the stewards or the managers, it's an ethical approach that embodies the responsible planning and management of resources. As managers, our attitude is all about responsible planning and management of resources because as we all know, resources are finite. The earth and all things on it should be used responsibly to sustain the human family. However, all are stewards, not owners over this earth and its bounty. Because the thing is, hindi dapat environmentalist lang yung mga sisilbing managers. Lahat tayo. Kasi lahat tayo nakikinabang sa mundo ito, sa kapaligiran, sa lahat ng resources na meron tayo. As stewards or managers, we ascribe value to things around us according to our needs. A dog can be our companion, a horse can be our transportation, a worm can be our hotdog. Siyempre, hindi totoo yun. But one thing is clear is that we have the final say in the use and maintenance of these resources. Tayo yung nasa top ng food chain. Hence, tayo yung may final say kung ano ang gagawin natin sa bagay na to at paano natin i-maximize o i-utilize yung resource na to. Isda, pwede mo ihawin, yan, chicharon, pusag, pwede mong gawin siomay, siopaw. Because we ascribe values based on our needs. Kung nakikita natin ang mga hayop ay pwedeng gawin pagkain. Kung nakita natin ang isang halaman na pwedeng gawing gamot, pwede natin gawing gamot as long as we use that particular resource depending on our needs. The central question under the stewardship approach is how do we make these resources sustainable for us? Paano natin gagawing sustainable yung paggamit ng mga resources na meron tayo? Because we are then compelled to protect these resources. In addition, to maximize available resources in order to meet the human needs and wants of the human race in the most efficient way possible. The aim of stewardship approach is as managers or stewards, we need to be held liable with whatever it is that we are doing to our environment, be it for maximizing our needs, gaining our wants. But one thing's clear is we are compelled to do something to protect these resources. The problem here is for Arne Naess, this stewardship approach is what they call as shallow ecology because it stops before the ultimate level of fundamental change takes place. That is, before they actually create or before they actually reach that ultimate level of fully understanding what it means to be part of this world and what must be done to achieve that level of sustainability as being part of this whole ecosystem, ang ginagawa na lang ng mga under ng stewardship approaches, they're, they are merely promoting technological fixes before sila umabot sa ultimate level ng pagkakaroon ng pagbabago for a better, sustainable environment. Ang ginagawa nila, tumitigil sila halfway. At nagpo-promote sila, gumagawa sila ng mga technological fixes in order to prevent or be compelled to be responsible in taking care of the environment. Halimbawa, recycling, increasing automotive efficiency. Kasi lumalabas na yung mga problema. At ang ginagawa nila, gumagawa sila ng mga solusyon by using technological advances. In this case, again, recycling, increase automotive efficiency, export-driven monocultural organic culture, and even eco-bricks. Yet, the reality is, these are mere band-aid solutions sa actual na problema. Kasi may pollution pa rin, kahit sabihin may increase automotive efficiency. Okay, nagre-recycle ka, pero, the end of the day, hindi naman lahat ng mga plastics available in the world na pinoproduce para magawa yung mga kinokonsume nating bagay ay pwedeng i-recycle. In fact, as a recent study claimed that nasa 30% lang ng actual na plastic usages ng mundo ay yung kayang i-recycle at pwedeng gamitin ulit. Majority talaga ay tinatambak sa mga landfill. Masaktan, yung iba dun napupunta sa karagatan. As such, he proposed a context of deep ecology. Under the deep ecology, it tries to deviate from stewardship approach because it's not first and foremost anthropocentric. Ibig sabihin, hindi human siya nasa tuktok at walang konsepto ng hierarchy. Because for him, meron siya tinatawag na principle of biocentrism. There's no such thing as humans being at the top of a certain ladder. Rather, lahat ng may buhay should be responsible in promoting this. And under biocentrism, lahat ng may buhay, all living things, are to be held liable. Lahat may value. Because under the deep ecology, deep ecologists want us to have that particular attitude na lahat ng bagay na may buhay sa mundong to may value. At walang isang tao o isang species ang magdidikta kung ano ang halaga ng isang bagay. The word deep and deep ecology refers to the level of questioning for our purposes and values when arguing in environmental conflicts. The deep movement involves deep questioning right down to the fundamental root causes. Try to ask the question, kailangan mo bang bumili ng bagong phone on a yearly basis? Kung oo ang sagot mo, ano yung mga rason kung bakit mo kailangan bumili? Because the mere creation or manufacturing of that particular phone, yung pagmimina pa lang ng mga mineral components na gagamitin sa loob ng cellphone na yan, the environment will be gaining or magtatamo yung kalikasan natin ng mabigat na konsekwensya. Hindi pa kayo familiar sa nangyayari sa Africa or India because of the dire need of this particular chemicals or minerals. masyado nang nag-degrade yung kanilang environment. And to some extent, nagkakaroon pa ng mga tinatawag nating exploitation, lalo sa mga bata. So for deep ecologists, they want to fully question why you'll be needing this in relation dun sa mga environmental conflicts na pwedeng mag-arise pag ginawa mo ang isang bagay na to. The radical environmental movement which calls for the preservation of the environment because all living things are alike in having value independent of the usefulness of others. You need to fully grasp that when it comes to deep ecology, kailangan linawin mo yung pinaka-rason kung bakit mo kakailanganin ng isang bagay. There are 5 particular tenets, central tenets of deep ecology. First, there is an intrinsic value in the environment. Ibig sabihin, bawat bagay, bawat living things sa mundo meron silang intrinsic na value, inherent na value. Hindi mo kailangan diktahan ang isang elepante kung anong pwede at kaya niyang gawin. Hindi pwede ilimit lang isang kalabaw bilang isang hayop na ginagamit sa pagsasaka at hindi pwedeng ilimit lang isang pusa bilang siguro magnanakaw ng ulam nyo. Because before we ascribe those values, simula lang mayroon ng halaga ang bawat hayop, halaman, kahit mga tao sa mundong to, sa kapaligiran. And we are not to ascribe particular values to them unless we are to fully grasp kung ano nga ba yung pinaka-rason o pinaka-halaga kung bakit may mga ganyang hayop or living things na nabubuhay sa mundo. Next is that the diversity of life forms contribute to the realization of the value of life. Part and parcel of being part of an ecosystem is there's a diverse various life forms or species na kapaloob sa mundong to. And for you to grasp that intrinsic value na binanggit ko kanina, you need to understand na bawat itsura, bawat gawi, bawat pinagmulan, bawat ginagawa, bawat behavior, lahat ng yan may halaga. Kung hindi mo maintindihan yun, the best thing that you can do is not to do something sa kanila. Huwag kang gagawa ng isang bagay na ikasisira ng kanilang kapaligiran, ng kanilang buhay. Dahil yung value nila, hindi ikaw ang magdidikta. But one thing that you can do to understand that value, tignan mo sila, i-appreciate mo yung tinutulong nila, i-appreciate mo yung buhay ng bawat hayop. As such, humans have no right to deduce this richness and diversity except to satisfy vital human needs. These vital needs are crucial to survival, so water, shelter, food. Non-vital human needs, desires we have that are not necessary in human flourishment. Ask yourself, kailangan mo ba talagang pumatay ng hayop para magkaroon ka lang ng trophy? Para magkaroon ka ng carpet? Kailangan bang hayaan yung mga bata sa India na magmina ng minerals na gagamitin mo para sa makeup na bibilhin mo at itatago mo lang naman sa closet mo? Because the reality is we have no right to reduce the richness and diversity of nature and its values. Lalo kung di natin naiintindihan kung ano yung value ng bawat living things sa lipunan as bawat living things sa kapaligiran natin. The only thing that we can do is to cater our particular human needs, vital human needs. Next is the flourishing of non-human life is inversely proportional with the human population increase. Sa pagdami ng tao, sa pagkonti ng wildlife, even the flora and fauna sa isang lugar. Why? Because we try to um, destroy, deconstruct their habitats for our human needs. Binabago natin yung landscape ng isang kagubatan para masatisfy yung mga pangailangan natin in terms of um, urban spaces, then utilizing natural resources para sa mga needs natin. So, one thing is clear is that the flourishing of non-human life is inversely proportional. Laging baliktad. If yet if you've been watching or if you're been to your social media for the last 6 weeks or so, makikita mo na some urban urban centers or urban areas in which na wala yung mga tao because they're quarantined. Makikita mo na bumabalik yung mga hayop sa kapaligiran. Because again, increase in human population is inverse proportional with the non-human life. At dahil nawala yung mga tao sa mga lugar na yan, bumalik yung mga natural inhabitants yan, which are these particular animals. Therefore, we have an obligation to adopt policies that protect the vital needs of all living things while sacrificing non-vital needs because first and foremost, tayo yung rason kung ba't nagkakaroon ng pagka-extinct ng majority ng mga hayop, pagkasira ng kanilang habitat at pagkasira din ng kapaligiran natin. Kung ba't nagkakaroon ng climate change, ba't nagkakaroon ng mga hindi inaasahang bagyo or pagbabago ng panahon because for the last 200 years na nagkaroon ng technological advancement, tayong mga tao maximize natin resources in an unprecedented way. Therefore, we should have that particular obligation to adopt policies protecting the vital needs of all living things. Not only us, pero lahat ng bagay, lahat ng hayop, lahat ng halaman sa mundong to na hindi natin while sacrificing the non-vital needs. And for us to do that, for us to fully for us to embrace that role, that obligation is to have a stand as what you are seeing in these photos. We need to be radical in adapting policies, not only to protect us, but to protect all of those living things na nasa mundong to. Because the reality is, there is but one Earth. Unless otherwise may matuklasan in the next 200 years na bagong planetang pwedeng lipatan, meron na tayong isang tirahan for the next millennia. As such, it's now or never that we try to radically change how we view things. Because as what Difficult is trying to portray is to fundamentally understand the root causes of what's happening around us.